Oh yeah, let me grab them. One sec.
Mhm. And I will check. Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, hello. Let me know if this is better.
Wait a second, let me check. Yes, I can't
Oh,
hear myself. It means that everything is super, super good. Let me share the
awesome.
link. And let's go. We are live right now. And
Yay.
I know that you have so many things to do. And thank you for making this time for me and my space. Super happy to see you. And yeah, to be like more relaxed at the start. I need to say that your mint going so well right now. Minted 3,300 NFTs already from 10K. And when I saw the supply, I'm like, that's interesting how they will go, you know. And right now you're going crazy. So congrats with it. How are you feeling yourself?
Thank you so much. Yeah, we're really excited. It seemed daunting, right? Like I think when people saw 10K, they didn't realize that we have a really strong community already.
Mm,
Sugartown launched back in 2023, and we
mm.
were a free mint. So we've had, our aura holders with us for years now playing our games, and they were really excited. So actually, about 50% of the mint supply went to auras on our pre-sale. So yeah, 10K was not the full amount that is publicly available, I would say.
What I like is this guys who was free minted first collection, you know, for free right now for free too, and it's pretty exciting, you know. Also, I just checking Magic Eden floor, and you didn't go even down, you know, because usually when something happens, like mean depending from OG collections, then OG collections like dropping hard, and everyone just go into new collection. But right now, I can see like nothing changed, like you know, some small difference maybe, but nothing serious. So congrats with it. How you
Thank
guys
you.
made
Yeah.
it? Because to be honest, for you, I think it will be super easy to talk with me right now because I'm not super familiar with the project, but I checked some information, and you guys started with a big company, right? Who making Web 2 games. Now you jumped to a Web 3 company that built in Web 3 games. So you had a lot of time to gain this audience around the project, but at the same time, something is changed. I saw some raccoons, if I'm not mistaken, before on your banner. So as your PFPs now, everything is changed. So can you please start from the start and tell us about the way of Sugartown, how it was started, and yeah,
Yeah.
we will go how it is right now.
Of course. Oh my gosh, great question. We've had a really interesting journey, right? So we actually were created back at Zynga. Our CEO and our chief product officer, Tommy, Matt and Tommy, they were tapped by Zynga to come and create Zynga's Web3 division. And, that was back in, oh gosh, like 2021, 2022. And Zynga
Yeah.
had just recently been acquired by Take Two, who also owns, like Rockstar Games, the creators of GTA.
Mhm.
It's a massive publicly traded company. So while Zynga had always been really like innovation forward, they now had to deal with being under this like public umbrella. And I think as we were building there, we just realized it's really hard to get things done in crypto when you're at a publicly traded company. So Matt and
Yes,
Tommy
it
were
is.
like, yeah, yeah, because
Mhm.
there's a lot of compliance issues. It took like 3 weeks to get a tweet approved by legal. Like it would be
Oh,
a
that's
little
crazy.
crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
As people that are, in Web3, you and I know the space moves so quickly.
Yeah.
So it definitely wasn't really feasible for us to ship as fast as we wanted to. So Matt and
Mhm.
Tommy started toying with the idea of buying all of the IP and taking our entire project and our team independent. And
Mhm.
yeah, they came to us and were like, are you guys on board for this? And all of us were committed and excited to just continue the journey. So spun out back in August last year.
Feel it? Do you feel it right now that it was super risky, or you was confident with your team, with everything that you were building from the start? Because jumping from the big corporation to small independent, like project that you're building, it's kind of it took a brave step. Do you feel
Yeah.
like it was risky back
Yeah.
then?
Part of it was you are leaving like a security blanket almost, right? Because you're in a very large corporation and it feels really comfortable. But I didn't come to Web3 to be comfortable. I don't think any of us came to Web3 to be comfortable. We came here to push the boundaries, Like we're here to build really fun, innovative tech, and we're here to push like the ideologies of what tech and finance and gaming can be and like how they can merge together. So it was obviously a moment of like, oh wow, like this is definitely a bit of a risk. But our team is like the best of the best, and I have nothing but awesome things to say about them. So yeah, that made it easier to be like, yeah, let's do it. Let's dive all in.
Mhm. That's interesting. And then you decided to build on your own, right? And why you decided like and not build a one big game, with its story and everything, but you started to build like different small games inside one project. And also, what really interests me, guys, you're building that people can't even see what you're building, so to enter the site, to enter the gaming gameplay, you need to have this aura og collection, and you right now like selling your collection like hot spots, how it's even possible to sell something that you even can't see, how you built it, right, like this
Yeah,
that
I
you
mean, that's a great question. I think again, it comes back to the community, right? We spent 2 years building this community of people who really love our games and really support, us as a team and also support each other. So even though like our games have been private and it's been holders only play tests, it's been a lot of friends, like people in the community telling their friends, and then their friend will get an aura and they'll come and play. And I think that word of mouth growth is always the most impactful, because if you have a friend that's telling you, like, hey, I really like this project, you should come check it out, versus just seeing on the timeline like a random project that someone you don't really know is posting about, you're going to go join the one that your friend is in.
Mhm.
So I actually think that's helped with a lot of our growth and a lot of our stability, I guess you could say. Obviously, Web3 is not stable. Um, but like you said, we've maintained a lot of strength, and it comes down to our community.
Let me just show a bit gameplay, because I know that I was searching for it, in the YouTube everywhere. Like I know that you have abstract streamers right now who is streaming this game, but I haven't find any gameplay on the internet. So I found it only on X, and I will wait a second, show it like that right now in this amazing thread. Thank you, Joseph Web3. We have this gameplay. Can you see it right now?
Yep. Yeah.
Guys, so if you was looking for the gameplay, welcome to this video. To show it to you right now like this, because you have like different arcade games, casino, digital experiences, and skilled games. What is the most popular right now type of game?
Yeah, so, to give some context, when we started building Sugartown, we were specifically focused on skilled gaming. So we launched two games. One was a casual side scroller, and one was a casual climber. They're called Not Gonna Make It and All Time Heights. And we were just testing what users really liked, right? Like, what do our users actually really respond to? What are they coming back, and like, what do they want more of? And we saw, obviously it's Web3 and people love a competitive edge. They want to feel like there's like stakes in the game. So we started toying with the idea of social casino, and that's when we built the Royal Nuts Poker Club product.
Mhm.
So I can go ahead and share my screen as well, because I have some
Yes.
things pulled up from X. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, at this thing.
Awesome. Okay,
No.
cool. So
Mm-hmm.
we built the Royal Nuts Poker Club product, and this is actually going to be the flagship product that most people, especially on abstract, can come out and play. Also, I like how it's just showing me my posts. I'm like, where's the holders? We have our trailer here, leads to the RNP. But this is like a good, I think, representation of what that product specifically looks like. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we realized that Web3 gamers, they don't fit one bucket, right? Like you can't just make one game and expect for everyone to love it. And you see that in Web2 as well. So when we built poker, it was like, okay, we're seeing great response to this. People really love, coming. They love like wagering against their friends in poker. They love just having a fun time, but feeling like there's skin in the game. And then that's where we decided to launch the Playground, which is what you showed. That's our upcoming games platform. And in the Playground, you'll actually be able, I will post up, you'll be able to bet against your friends, bet against strangers, play in different rooms. And we're really, really excited about that because I think it combines a lot of what we've seen Web3 users want. So if you can still see my screen, this is basically like sample UI from the Playground. So you'll be able to see like Dyla's here and she has a 74% win streak, whereas Raj.
Oh my God, she's so lucky.
Yeah, I know, right? Dyla's the best though.
Yes,
We gave her the best
I
streak.
agree. Yes.
But yeah, and then you can actually make it like more personalized where you can like jump into different rooms with your friends. So we're
Mhm.
excited to give people a variety of experiences, and also too, like just thinking about the ways that we play games in Web 2. Yes, sometimes like I'll go and I'll grind like Valorant for a few hours, or maybe I'll play Zelda for a bit. But for the most part, I'm playing like quick mobile games on my phone because I'm busy. I don't have time to sit and play games and like grind all day long. And most people are like that. So this will serve for like quick one-off games that you can play with your friends.
It seems like super perfect approach, to be honest, because people can communicate with each other. At the same time, they are not bored with the same type of game, so they can switch it inside one project. And how you actually came up with this amazing idea to combine, because I know that many projects trying to combine everything at once, but it isn't working, never. But you somehow managed to make everything so in harmony, and at the same time, people at your project, they are not grinding for some cash, and they didn't withdraw it and just extracting project, but they somehow living in this project and living for years, right? How you guys achieved it? Did you experiment a lot with the format and finally found the right one, or you just came up with this idea at start?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. And I think it all goes back to our team, right? So Matt and Tommy have both been in the Web2 games industry for decades. Matt was like the global head of games over at Coca-Cola for years. He won an Emmy for work in like AR gaming back in 2007 before anyone else was doing
Oh my
anything with AR.
God.
Seriously. I'm like, I didn't even know what AR was in 2007. But Tommy too, Tommy was VP of product at places like Nexon, Gree. So they've
Mhm.
worked on mobile games that have scaled to like hundreds of millions of players. They're really familiar with building like robust ecosystems. And then our head of product, Marie, she is just, I mean, she's awesome. I have nothing but like amazing things to say about her. She's so smart and she really thinks through the ways that like you can balance economies and create features that Web3 users would really respond to. So, for example, when we were doing our Not Gonna Make It game, it was a casual side scroller. Let me see if I can pull up that footage.
Mhm.
People either love this game or they hate it. I'm one of the people where I'm like, I'm really bad at it. So,
I will give it.
um, the first time I played it, I like couldn't get through the tutorial. It was really bad. But with this game, um, basically we saw that people either really liked it or really didn't like it, and so we're like, what could we add in that would make things a little bit more fun? And they decided to add in like a
Wait,
randomizer.
wait. You're showing right now. I can't
Oh
see the
yeah, here, let me pull it
notification.
up.
or not?
Let me know.
Okay,
Yeah, let me
just
know if you
tell
can
me
see it.
because I was like, if I missed something.
Oh
Uh-huh.
yeah, sorry. I'm over here yapping and you can't even see. But yeah, so people either really love this game or they really didn't. But then we added in a fun randomizer feature where it was like, okay, our gameplay is powered by something called energy, and it's off chain. So you can, wager as much energy as you have. But what if we give you like randomized odds of winning and randomized level difficulty? So you're spinning a wheel and you're seeing like, oh no, I've ended up with a really hard level and you've accidentally wagered all of your energy. It makes it like a really fun, interesting outcome where it's like you're not gambling, right? But you have that like chance of risk.
I feel like I would piss off, to be honest, because this type of an year isn't prepared. That's crazy.
Yeah, that game I'm so bad at it. But it is a lot of fun and it's fun to see, people climb our different leaderboards and everyone's tagging each other in chats being like, hey, like I'm higher than you. I have more sugar.
You're good marketers, to because people really would like to share it and would like to share in social media, what piece they off that they what they're doing, constantly just using social media for that. So I think it was a good advertisement for you. But was it one only game back then, or you like started to build like different type of games from the start?
Yeah, we were always building a games hub. So when we
Okay.
first launched, we had 5 games that were in the queue.
Mhm.
2 at Mint, so back in September of 2023, were already release ready. So the great thing about starting at a large company was I think we had the time and the resources to really build first. And I think
Mhm.
that too is something that Web3 needs more of. It's obviously difficult, right? Because if you're starting at a startup, you don't necessarily have the same resources that you do at like a larger company. But our holders really responded well to it because it was like, hey, here's Mint on this day. And then a few days later, here's our first gameplay activation. And that's kind of unheard of, right? I feel like, at least I was used to, I mint something and then maybe a year later the game comes out. And maybe it never comes out.
That's true. Most probably, second option because I remember they not only like you could never, join the actual game, but also I remember when games because I started my way in crypto in 2021 from gaming.
Oh,
From
nice.
Axie Infinity, yes, game, and it was super, super awesome for me, super profitable. And I thought like back then that all crypto works like that, just magic. I found the magic money in my pocket, because it was like we was printing hard, and I had a lot of
Yeah.
games and team who was playing, uh, from my accounts, everything. So it was super, super cool. Then I started invested in different gaming projects, and I noticed like not everyone works like Axie actually, because most
Yeah.
probably then bear market started, everything. So and I remember like gaming project lived like 2 months or something like that and then died, and you
Yeah.
had only this time to be bullish, and then that's it. You need to took your profit immediately, because after that founders can start doing some stupid amas with some of the crazy opinions, or just economics of the game couldn't survive, because economics and balance in the game super important. But yeah, by the way, let's talk about your background too. Have you started like when you started to use crypto, and was it from gaming or something like that? It would be interesting to
Yeah.
hear about your story.
Yeah, so it's really interesting because you and I have similar journeys.
Mhm.
I got really active in Web3 through NFTs at the end of 2021. And
Mhm.
so my first mint in crypto was Azuki, which
For
obviously,
you.
yeah, I know. Similarly
That's
to you with Axie, I was like, wow, this place is awesome. Like,
you.
immediately, like, great gains. But that's not the reality, right? I think the beginning of 2022, I did really well. And then I think as the market started to shift, I really stopped trading as actively. And I was more curious what people were building. So I was more focused on like the NFT side of things. And then I started talking to people that were working more in like the game side of things or even the fine art space. And I was just talking to different founders and I was like curious. So I was hosting Twitter spaces. And then I started getting offered jobs and I was like, wait, I could actually work in this
Wow.
industry. Yeah. But if for anyone watching, I feel like networking goes such a long way. And all of my opportunities, I've never applied for a job in crypto, right? It's just been like meeting people, making connections, and being really passionate about the projects that I'm involved in, even as a holder, because people see that and then they're like, oh, you would be a great fit. Like, come work with us. Like, we want you on the team. Like, you bring great energy. So I was moderating for a bit and then I did some community management work.
Mhm.
And then I got offered a full-time job out here in LA at a tech startup that was focused on a crypto games platform, or it was like a crypto streaming platform, but like focused on like gamers. And we had partnerships with all the major esports teams, which is really cool. And then Matt and Tommy from Sugartown reached out. And I've always been a gamer. I'm sure I know you are as well. But like when a company like Zynga reaches out and it's guys like Matt and Tommy who I Google them and I'm like, oh my God, like he's got an Emmy, like this guy's been the VP at, the company that made Maple Story. That's crazy to me. And I want to take that opportunity. So I took some time to think about it, but I was like, why would I not? Right? Like, why would I not come work with them? And I really believed in their vision and I was excited about what they saw crypto gaming becoming. And now it's really cool because I'm over a year in and we're getting to build it together.
That's a powerful, amazing story. You actually a person who made it, you know. I think a lot of people just dreaming about the same results as you did, but they just entered the space, for example. And to be honest, for me, I started to use crypto in 2021. For a whole year, I didn't use Twitter at all. So I started to use it only in 2022. And for me, it was started from collecting art and NFTs to join in communities, etc. And but for me, I didn't feel like I actually can talk with the founders, etc. Because for me, in my perception, project just was appearing itself somehow, and I just was just enjoying community and everything. So
Yeah.
you actually did really, really right moves, because I know that especially back then, networking was super, super crazy. So you could actually like find a great opportunities just because you're active. Do you feel, by the way, that now it's the same, or now it's harder? And how would you yourself, interesting to talk about you acting right now, or 2025, because like I feel back then it wasn't so many content creators, so maybe you
Yeah.
would turn into content creator, or something like that, or it's naturally for you right now. So yeah, tell me.
Yeah, I don't think it's the same. I think you're right. I think the space has divided a lot more into like different agencies and content creators.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who very smartly, right, saw how much talent was in the space and they've created different employment agencies or like influencer management agencies. And so it is a bit more structured, I think, than it was back in 2021 when you could like, yeah, host a space, then someone's like, you're awesome, come work with us. Like that, I don't think happens quite as frequently. But it still does, right? I think it just depends on the spaces that you're in and who you're talking to. I'm a really big advocate for anyone that I see in the space that is passionate, that seems smart, and is like really hungry and really excited. I will always talk about people. Like if someone reaches out to me and is like, oh, do you know someone that could do X, Y, and Z? People don't even know that I mentioned them, but like I have a list of people in my head where I'm like, I saw this person do this, and like they have consistently been like, you know, just really vocal about this, or like they would be really great at that. You
Mhm.
don't know, like you don't necessarily know like who is saying your name in different rooms. So I think yes, it's different. I think a lot of things happen behind closed doors more now. It's definitely not as public. But as far as like content creation goes, I think like I love my job, Like I don't know that I would want to trade building and getting to like think about different products, or like getting to
Yeah.
think about the way that our users would experience things, for just creating content for myself, because I think I really like building for other people.
I can feel you because sometimes I really receiving pleasure too from building, with someone or
Yeah.
work with a consulting side, for example, because you can see clearly what some projects need to change, what some project need to apply. Like
Yeah.
it's really interesting. And it feels like fresh tasks. But for example, prefer to work with different projects. I don't know. For me, like only recently started with work with one project. Let's see how it will turn out. But yes,
Yay.
thank you so much. So yeah, now you're working inside the team and you really enjoy it, and I can see it from how you shine in actually, because I know it's a hard day for you. You have so many things to do, like watch at the meet, and also I check in the Discord and I see you posting some updates, like something didn't work, some apps, etc., and you fixing everything, but you join in the stage and you're shining. So I for sure can
Aw.
say that you're enjoying your project and your work that you are doing. So is it a secret in a big professional team or your passion to a gaming? Yeah, so what's the, or you enjoying the product or community or everything?
Yeah, well, first, thank you so much. That's really nice. It's everything. I think I love building for our community. I like making cool experiences, right? I think the awesome part about crypto is because it's so new, and like the tech feels limitless. It feels like you could almost do anything. And I think with that, it's really fun to work with our team and like push the boundaries of what we could build. Um, and we're always challenging ourselves. And I think I'm someone where I've always really loved to learn. So I never feel like there's a dull day, or like I'm not learning, or I'm not doing something that's like advancing our project, or making things better for our community, or making cooler features, or really anything. I think it's just, yeah, it's a combination of all of the above, and I love like our community on our team so much that it just makes it really fun. It's fun. It's just fun, and work should be fun.
You look like a happiest person on the world. And now it's probably the hardest day of your work. So
Dude,
yeah,
my
congrats.
boss was like, Akal, you're crazy for going on a space in the middle of the mint. But I was like, I really wanted to talk to you because I've seen your streams and I love the content that you create. And two, it's fun to talk about Sugartown. I just like what we're building.
Yeah, but before we jump to Sugartown again, because I have a lot of content creators on my page, and can you please tell us, as a person who work inside the team, what content creators, what are you looking right now in content creators, with who you working, and of course, like last part of the question will be, do you feel the difference with content creators on abstract and streamers, etc., like that these guys, abstract guys, build different, or like your opinion about that, just
Yes, 100% yes. I think, I think the abstract community is just built differently. And I
Mhm,
think it comes down to the passion that the abstract core team has, right? I think they've set things up in a way where streamers that are coming to abstract feel like they're rewarded for being there, but
mhm,
also they're really excited about the products, and they just genuinely like to game. Like they like to game, they like to have fun, they love crypto. And I think abstract, like the content creator community, has been one of the most wholesome and
mhm,
supportive. Um, I've seen, like in the past, right, before I was working in the space at all, and I was just doing my spaces and, doing my own
mhm,
little thing. I felt like sometimes it felt really competitive between creators, where it was almost like, oh, like if you are getting an opportunity, I'm not. And I think abstract is not that way at all. I think abstract is the complete opposite, where creators really root for each other. And
mhm.
because of that, it's like everyone's jumping into each other's streams, or they're going in there commenting on each other's posts. And to me, like, especially as someone that works for a project, that's so much more valuable, right? Like, genuine support from people that are part of the same community is way better than like I hope people watching this are going to get mad, but it's better than just like a random KOL that's like out there shilling, you know? You want to work with people that are genuine and passionate about what they're doing and what they're making. And I think that I haven't found like a single abstract creator where I feel like that's not the case.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting that you answered already about my question, because I know that abstract they open for every content creator. Like, doesn't matter if you are small or big, if you're just super super active, if you're
Yeah.
open to exploring new projects, such as you can stream the games, everything that you prefer. Because I making interviews, for example, in abstract, but also you can do like whatever you want, just being active and yeah, love
Yeah.
abstract. So and it doesn't matter, like, have you been a big KOL before or not, like, it's not a case at all. So do you feel like it's better for gaming community to have this entertainment inside the gamers than just have some KOLs that don't even play the games, they just make advertisement and then bye bye? Or you use both strategies, like working with KOLs who is big and at the same time building community, like with the abstract, or abstract can combine now, for example, it's all at once. How?
Yeah. You know, I think we're in a unique position, right? Because most of our team has been in the space for a really long time. So I'm not sure if you know our marketing lead, Camel,
I
but Camel is, yeah, we love Camel. Camel, if you're watching, what's up? We love Camel. He's the best. But Camel is like, and he'll hate that I said this, but Camel is literally a KOL, right? So he's been in the space. He's been like, known for being a content creator and being funny on the timeline. And so where we're really lucky is we don't really work with KOLs typically in the same way that other projects might. It's more so Camel like texting his friends and being like, hey, like
Mhm.
Sugartown's doing something cool today. And then there's genuine support from people that like we've already been connected with just through like being in the space for so long. But yeah, I do think for projects, like if I had to give advice, I think I would say do like a blend of both. But I think the focus should be more so on like that genuine community because there's two angles, right? It's like one is reach, and I think one is retention. And if you're looking for reach, sometimes it is better to reach out to like, yeah, like the really big KOL if you're just trying to get like eyeballs on your project. But for the most part, that's not going to keep people around. So that's where you need to have like the retention funnel very solid as well.
That's really interesting. And for me, for example, Camel, he is like Sugartown. Like, for me, it's like
Yeah.
I already know him as a marketing person for your project, and for me, it's like absolutely the same. So I think he's doing the great job with his presence in
Yeah.
the project.
He's
But
like, he's the one person I think in Web3 that can shill Sugartown like nonstop. Like he can shill anything over and over and people don't get mad. They're like,
yeah,
oh, that's Camel.
that's a unique trait, But I wanted to talk with you about your community, because you said you really care about your community and everything, and it's pretty clear by just watching at your floor prices, because everyone, like, I know that project like to say like floor price is not important, but we all know that it's a great indicator
Yeah.
of value of your NFTs and how people find it useful or not. And you having a great price for a gaming project and in general. Is it just, of course it's not just a game that holding community tight, but it's your work, it's about community culture, how you actually build this community culture, what do you have for it, like community spaces, or what is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. I think it's just about listening, to be honest. In Web3, I think it's pretty easy. Like, I think
Mhm.
people sometimes overcomplicate things, but your community, especially in crypto, you have this like direct access to the people that are playing your games, and they're like not shy. I say this all the time. I'm like, people in Web3 care so much that they will tell you what they think. You just have to listen. But I think what projects often do is they just don't listen and they're like, oh no, like what's going on?
It's like with men and women sometimes. Women just, I want
Exactly.
this thing, and he like, Maybe she wants another because it was
Wait.
something new for her, you know. That's how they buy gifts for us. Like, he likes silver so much. Let's try gold, so, you know. Or
Literally, you're like, I want white roses. He's like, here are tulips. What the
yeah,
heck?
try something
But
new. You know, she would like
but
it. Yeah.
that's the thing, right? It's like you've got to take time to really listen to your community. Will there be times where you have to make the decision that's best for the project long term? Absolutely, right? Like there's definitely been times where the community's like, yeah, I think this would be really cool. And we're like, yeah, it would be cool, but like here's the reasons why that might be like harmful for us long term, or why it doesn't really fit into like the roadmap of what we're building. Um, but it's about that dialogue. It's about having a conversation and treating your community members like they're people because they literally are.
Mhm.
Um, so I think, yeah, just again, if any project founders are watching, just listen to your community, like talk to them. They're not shy. They're going to tell you what they think. Use feedback forms, like whatever it is you need to do. Just make sure you're like consistently monitoring and like seeing what sentiment is like. And I do think, you know, any project that says they don't look at floor price, I think they're lying. I think every project looks at floor price. I think it is something that you need to be tracking. I don't think it's the only like metric of success, but it is something that Web3 users really care about, and it is reflective of, you know, where like current market sentiment is at. So like, yeah, you just have to stay like on top of it, and you have to talk to your community, stay on top of things like that. But a lot of, yeah, I think a lot of projects just miss that beat a little bit.
Super, super agree with you on every take. But how this conversation with your community look like usually in your project? Like, do you make like constantly AMA sessions where you have a, you know, conversation with your audience, or you just like what's the culture inside the project?
Yeah, great question. Well, we're always in Discord and we're always in Twitter chats.
Mm-hmm.
So, especially me and Camel, I think it's pretty hard to like not find us around. Even when we have other work to do, you'll typically find us in chats just like checking in. So it's a lot of conversations in chats, and then whenever we have game events, we do feedback forms. So
Game
whenever,
event. Mm-hmm.
yeah. So our gameplay was actually run in like limited time events, so we could see what users liked, what we could maybe remove for the next time. But we'll have people submit feedback, and then truly, like what our devs do is they sort everything, and then they rank things based on like what is most wanted, and then what is like least wanted, or like what do people dislike the most that we should probably remove, or what do people like the most that we should prioritize adding. Because just even in Web2 products, like you always want user feedback. User feedback is like helpful for you to guide like your entire product strategy. So for us,
Another thing that's super unusual to hear, because as a person who's still into gaming, I know that most often developers just don't listen to you, you know, especially
well,
with
now, yeah.
when we talk about reward or something like this, they trying to hold it, you know, as much as possible to you didn't get it, even if they made some funny game that you can participate and then win some prizes or airdrops. They see that you having fun, and they said like, no, 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 they won't give it to you right now. Play another like 4 seasons and then you will receive it. And of course with
Yeah.
time you losing the passion you for the project, because you wanted, like, of course you wanted to play, but also you wanted to rewards, because we are all here in Web3. I think it's logical, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, how you found this balance inside the game, because you, like, judging by how many years you like holding your project, like did you find this balance? Should they is this time limited period for games works good? Is it because of that?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
listen, this is all Tommy. Like I can't take any credit for any of this. This is Tommy. I mean, like I said, he was like VP at the company that made Maple Story. He worked on like Words with Friends. He worked on the economy for the Zynga poker product and like Farmville back in the day. So when you have someone that's leading, you know, our entire company that understands sustainable economies, how to
Mhm.
scale, the ways that he looks at building things and prioritizing what we are like adding is done in a way where it makes sure that like we're not going to fail after 2 months. We're not just going to die out or fizzle out. And so what was really smart was when we kicked off, we did run things in the limited time events. So it would be, maybe 3 days, 5 days of gameplay, and then we would end the event, get user feedback, make changes, come back with the next event. So you can't like expect users to like, I think the one thing that interests me about like Web3 games sometimes is I think people just expect users to like keep coming back, but retention is one of like the biggest struggles in Web2 gaming. Like games cannot keep retentive players. I don't know if you remember when Pal World came out. Do you
Mm,
remember like
no.
okay. So Pal World was this big like people were calling it like a Pokemon knockoff, right? But it was like open world, you could play with your friends, and they had millions of players that came in for the first like 1 day, 3 day, 7 day. When you looked at their retention after a month, it was down to like 15,000 players. Like it was really, really big drop off.
Yeah.
So when you look at something like that, it's like you have to structure your gameplay in a way that doesn't make your users tired. Like you don't want to fatigue them. But then also for like your reward system as well, it's like how can you continue innovating on that and making sure that like your rewards are sustainable too. So yeah, I think Tommy and Moo Cookie as well, our head of product, I think that they both did a really great job. And I mean, it's shown with like our holders keep coming back and want to play more.
Seems like that. But how looking your how to say scale of players like did you had some drops after some events like people lost their attention, or it's pretty slowly growing all the time and you just yeah, how it's working with your audience, like.
Yeah, I mean, we've been pretty consistent, honestly, which is great. I think because we've tested different games too, it's really helped us. So I think like the way to think about where Sugartown has been is we were very much in our testing and discovery phase where we weren't really focused on like user growth because again, no one could see our games, no one could access our games unless you were in Aura. So we did all of our like discovery. We were like, okay, what do people like? What is making Nard, who's one of our like most active players, what game is he playing the longest? What levels is he like, coming back to? Or what features is he saying he likes in his feedback form? And then from there, it's like, okay, how can we incorporate that into our larger game ecosystem moving forward and
Mhm.
take like the overall understandings of what users respond to and then incorporate that into a ton of different products so that there's experiences for everyone anytime. So now that we're going to abstract, which we're super excited by, this
Mhm.
is our first beat of like Web3 scale. And we're really, really excited. And I think people are really going to like what we've been building.
Do you feel like something changed with the way that people right now on the streams can show actually gameplay, how everything is look like? Do you feel like more excitement that now everything is visible, or like how your audience react? Do you feel like more interest to your project with it?
Oh yeah, I mean 100%. And our holders too are at like the root of that. Our holders are the ones where they're like, Finn, get me on abstract. I want to share Sugartown games. Like they really want to share. They've been part of our community for so long that they're like, let me
Yeah.
stream, let me show everyone what I've been playing and what I've been having fun with, which is amazing. And I think in general, like in Web3, your community is your biggest advocate. And so the fact that, I get to see them and they're excited to share what we've been building for them. I think that means the world.
What was leading at first place to this decision to work with abstract? Is this gaming platform, or on the abstract that everything is so fast, transactions is super cheap, and it's super comfortable for gaming? Because before, you remember what kind of problem we had with the gas. I remember my biggest payment for the gas was in Axie, like $300, and for me
Yep.
back then, you remember, it was like damn. But But now you're remembering about this price and like, wait, no, and it's scary. So what was back on this decision to work with abstract for you? Tech side
Yeah.
or the streaming side or what?
Okay, well, I love that you brought this up because we have our mint that's live right now, Cores, and it's on Abstract. And I minted today, and my gas fee was literally 4 cents. 4 cents. And I thought back to 2021, and I was like, oh, like we were paying like hundreds of dollars in gas. And I'm like, that's an NFT. Like,
Yeah.
crazy, crazy
Why
times.
everyone thought like we are stupid back then? We don't know. We just spent, some this kind of money on
Yeah.
gas.
But too, back then we were like, okay, we'll spend $100 and we could probably like guarantee making, a 2-3x at minimum. So it made sense, a bit more sense. Maybe
Mhm.
not, but that's okay. But no,
Yeah.
for us, that is a big thing where the average Web2 player is not going to come and spend $100 on gas. They're not even going to know what gas is. Like, we can't expect for Web2 users to come into crypto and understand things the way that we understand crypto. So one thing we do love about Abstract is the way that they are, making the platform really accessible and making the chain really accessible to new users. But in general, I think what it really came down to was the people, because Camel's been friends with Finn for a really long time. Tommy and
Mhm.
Michael Lee are pretty close. And we just understood their vision and they understood our vision and they wanted to support us and we wanted to support them. Like consumer chain and consumer gaming, there's no reason that like we wouldn't have gone with Abstract. I think we had a lot of conversations with chains, but when it comes down to it, like the opportunity for growth, the opportunity for, working with a team that we really like, and then the
Mhm.
opportunity too for streaming, because I think that's like a content layer that people really underestimate when it comes to like UGC and like viral clips. Like that's a big thing as well. You're getting direct access to streamers that are streaming your games just because you're on Abstract Chain.
Yeah, that seems like you guys made the right decision and really on time because yeah, I'm pretty sure that you had a lot of conversation with different chains and finally you choose abstract. It's super awesome. So can we explain can we expect maybe open world from your project? That everyone can play, everyone can try the game, or it still will be closed, for the holders only, and what the future of the project, how you see this, and maybe some inside alphas
A
from
little
the
alpha.
yes, for the abstract, what we can expect.
Yeah, so we actually had a chance to display our new energy system, and we did that on the Abstract Founders poker stream that we ran last week. So we had some of the biggest Abstract founders join us for poker. We had guys like Dith, Scarly, Carlo from Bearish. We had Finn. So many awesome people came to play, and we really appreciated that. But our new energy system, the way that it works is we can actually airdrop you as an Abstract community member what's called an access card. And so you can burn your access card and you can come play a game. So it makes it really easy for us to decide, who we want to let into the ecosystem, how much access we want to give them. So for example, if we have, say, a partnership with one project and we want their users to have more access and more chance at rewards, it's a way where we can kind of like work with them and adjust the levers here and there. But it's really cool and it's really fun to like log in and burn your card and then get to see your energy that converts from your card. And then, yeah, you get to play from there. I think where we're at in our journey, we're really focused on.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I
no,
need
go
to say
ahead.
that. Do you remember like these days when the internet phone was like with these cards and you needed to spend some money from
Yeah.
these cards to receive some internet?
Yes. Oh my
Exactly the
gosh. Like the slide, I had like the slide phone, and you had to
yes,
like, yeah, you would buy the card from the store. Yeah.
it's an idea from back then, back these days.
Yeah, kind of, sort of, yeah. That's actually really funny. I haven't thought about that in so long. Oh my gosh. I think that was like, yeah, middle school. I had the like push up phone with the the
Yeah,
like
yeah.
card redemption. Yeah.
Mhm. So the
But
future or the future, yeah, the project. What else we can expect? And yeah, in what
yeah.
part? Uh-huh.
Well, for holders, when it comes to like access cards, we've thought through ways to make that really rewarding for people as well. So I don't know if I'm not sure if this might be a little bit of alpha. I hope it's okay I'm saying this. If my boss is watching, I'm sorry. You can
I
be
will
mad at
cut
me.
them in little videos and will definitely put it on. I'm
definitely, definitely use, definitely use this part if my boss is watching. But we actually have a way there's two different types of access cards that people can get from holding some of our assets or from being part of a partnered community. But there's one that's tradable. So if you were to say, you're part of our ecosystem, you
Mhm.
have a core, you have an aura, um, maybe you have these premium cards and you're on vacation and you can't use them, but there's other people that want to get in and play our games, you could actually
Oh,
resell those on secondary. So yeah, we're
mhm.
pretty excited about that. And then yeah, we've just been working with Abstract on a bunch of fun different perks and ways for people to play and be rewarded in both of our ecosystems. So I think when you think about Sugartown, you can think of it almost as like dual rewards because you get rewards from Sugartown, but also rewards from Abstract.
Oh, that's amazing. That really, really
Yeah.
great to hear. As a like yeah, amazing work of two great projects, from the abstract
Yeah.
and from your side. It sounds like something really, really great. So thank you for this Alpha for everything. And I know that you have limited time, so let's talk about maybe money finally, because it's really interesting for me that you're buying this success. So how much earnings you have inside the game? It's definitely like different from different players, but like, can you maybe say something average, like people purchasing like one NFT OG, then staking it, then purchasing this course, like how much I can earn from it?
Yeah, I can't go into like specifics right now, but what I'll say is there are multiple paths for you to earn rewards. So if you are someone where, maybe you don't have a lot of free time and you want to come and stake your core, you'll actually be able to get exponential rewards for how long you're staked. So say you stake for one day, you might have like one reward for the core for like that one day. But if you stake for longer, the rewards output would increase. So we want to reward people for holding and we want to reward them for being around for a long time. So a lot of our features and systems are kind of designed in that way. So in addition to like being able to stake, you could play the games, you can win rewards from playing. And then with the playground, we'll actually have a way for you to, we say win even when you lose, because our upcoming ecosystem token is called Win. But with playground, you'll be wagering against your friends. And even if you end up losing, we have ways for you to win. So
When the GE of the token?
we have not announced that.
Okay, seems like I'm winning today, definitely. At first, I'm bullish because the way you're building, because it's really really interesting to have this limited amount of time. Because I have like ADHD, like half of
Girl,
Web3
say.
space. I think. Yes, yes. Like we like to change it. Like even I thought today, like we're like telling everyone like, oh come on, we work in crypto is a freedom. At the same time, like today I'm eating, at the same time I'm working, at the same time I'm trying to trade, at the same time like with my leg I touch my post and everything. So it's kind of crazy space, so if you have a place with gaming where you can change the games,
Yeah.
also you're not necessarily, because like a person with ADHD, that we like forgetting about some stuff for a long time, so we can
Mm-hmm.
just take having our NFT stake, and it should like it will still working, so it make
Yeah.
me super super
Exactly. So what I
Mhm.
love with cores, and I think it was a really smart game design again from, Tommy and Moo Cookie, you can be someone where like, yeah, I also have really bad ADHD. Like I'm all over the place. I think everyone in Web3 at this point, we all have given ourselves ADHD.
Yes.
But for example, like, yeah, you could stake, and then even if your core is staked, you can still like hop on if you randomly like think about it and you're like, oh, I want to play a game really quickly. Like So you can have both. You don't, I think where we're coming from is like, you shouldn't have to choose. You
Mhm.
should be able to do whatever you want. Like, it shouldn't be, oh, I have to do this path or I have to do that path. It's like, why not give people rewards for playing how they want to play? Whether that's idle and you're just staking your core, or whether you are more of an active gamer and you want to grind, you should be rewarded.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Next thing, I just want to say that with your rewarding system right now, like it's super great entry because you will reward it by a project token that soon will be launched, and abstract of course XP as well because we will be playing with your
Yeah.
project, right?
Yeah.
Mhm. Do you know the
We've
alpha about
actually,
how much XP will be?
I don't, unfortunately. But what I will say is, like I said, Tommy and Michael are really close and they've talked through a ton of stuff. So whereas I think in some project there's really only like one way for you to earn XP, we actually have like 4 or 5 ways of you like earning XP within our ecosystem. So it's going to be pretty beneficial for people to be on Sugartown.
Mhm. Yeah, and I think that exactly this surrounding, abstract having around them, people who are really
Hmm.
smart, really working on their project, make me so
Yeah.
bullish on them. It's really great. Okay,
Yeah.
so fourth reason why I'm bullish right now on the project is your personal story, actually, because you told us that if you are a content creator, if you're just passionate person that have some skills and you're around the project, you're visible, and because you are listening your community, you can see some people who are super active, and it's not for me because I'm now working with my stuff, but it's for people who are really passionate. And I know in Web3 we have a lot of passionate people around
Yeah.
gaming, around content creation and everything. Like having this support system from abstract, from the media side, and you guys as a people who actually listen in community and see people inside community, it's super bullish. And yeah.
Yeah.
uh,
I think communities in Web3, like a lot of times they're not overlooked, but I think sometimes project like core teams don't really realize the untapped potential of a community. And even with Sugartown, like there's so much. I hope our community is watching this because if you are, love you guys. But also, there's so much more that we like want to do with our community that we have plans to do. But we just, have been pretty busy lately.
yes, I think it's for everyone, but you're busy and building, not just busy with mental health issues, like we all founders like to disappear, this
The founder took a week-long vacation.
Yeah, by the way, had you faced with it, or having these super experienced founders from the Web2 side, and the guys who have this kind of background, like saved you from these mental health issues of the founders, or you had this period as well with crypto and everything? Yes, with
Do you know
bear
what
market.
it is? Like, to be honest, it's really funny because, yes, like Matt and Tommy are both really experienced in Web2, but they were both really early to crypto. And I think that has helped a lot. Like, Matt joined crypto, gosh, like, again, very early. I want to say 20, like 14, maybe he got into Bitcoin.
Lucky.
I didn't even know crypto was a thing then. And then Tommy joined the space in 2017 during the ICO era. So both of them have been around crypto for a while, and they're just genuinely like good people who love games and want to build in crypto. So I think that is what like makes the difference. And then the web 2 like aspect, that just means that the products that we're making are sustainable, are scalable. We have balanced economies. We don't have to worry about some things that I think other Web3 projects, while they're doing an amazing job, right? Like, and I support anyone that's building in this space and I want everyone to succeed. I think sometimes there is that learning curve where they're just not experienced with scaling from 0 to 1 in the way that our founders are.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree with you. And I feel like everything is super, super, like, yeah, again, when I think about your project and all our conversation, I feel like everything is super in harmony. You managed to build everything super super smooth, and it's because of your team and because of experience and because of the project you're building. You found the perfect solution for you and your community. Of course, people who can you just explain who is the like player, who is the main your target audience, who are these people? Yes, maybe this.
Yeah, I think it's a great question. I think, our target player is the Web3 gamer. They're someone who likes gameplay, they want to have fun, but they want a little bit of stakes. They want to feel like it's a little risky and they want to be rewarded. I think no one comes to Web3 to just play games and then like lose everything that we've put into the game, right? I know we've both had experiences with that, I'm sure. But that's not what we're trying to build. We're trying to build really sustainable ecosystems where people can play and feel rewarded for the long term, because I think that's what Web3 users deserve.
And also they, as I understood, they can have this strong networking inside your community, because games like basically built by communicating with each other, right? So it's also the way where you can meet other gamers. Do you planning to attract maybe gaming guilds, or like it's not your type of what?
Yeah, I mean, listen, like we're pretty tapped into a lot of different games creators, and a lot of people that do run guilds. So that's absolutely something that like we would onboard eventually. I think when we get to the point where it's more of that like PvP, I think that's where guilds would have like a lot of fun.
Yeah,
We'll have like, I don't know if you remember the screenshot that I showed you, but we'll have different rooms, and so I think that's an
yeah.
area where I can see like a guild filling up a room and everybody like battling against each other on the playground. um, Everyone like wagering and seeing who
With the
wins.
gaming nights and etc., it should be something,
Yeah.
I think especially with
Yeah.
abstract streaming and everything, it could be super fun, can be
Yeah,
real
absolutely.
community building inside even like the abstract.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, Abstract has done like an incredible job. And I do want to shout out Dyla because I think Dyla and Marianne as
she's
well,
the
right? Like
queen.
I
Yeah,
know Dyla and Marianne both. I'm like they've just done such an amazing job at building and fostering community, especially with like the women on Abstract. And
yeah,
two, as women in the space, I would like to say I think we drive a lot of conversion. I think that women, when they like something, it usually does pretty well. So I think that if the men are watching, this is my hot take. I do think that like the women of Abstract have driven people to really awesome projects, and it's just such a supportive group, right? Like the Abstract Angels, I'm like, everyone's been so supportive. Dyla
yeah.
and Marianne have been so helpful. AC3, incredible. And
Amy
yeah, I'm
is
just,
my
yeah,
favorite.
she's
Yeah.
incredible. She's literally the best. But
She's the person
yeah,
who makes me smile and laugh all the time. She has this magic around her all the
she
time.
really
Like,
does. She's
yes.
just, yeah, she like, you see her pop up in a chat and you just feel so welcome. So I think that
By the
Abstract
way,
is really special. Yeah.
tomorrow we will have a wine night with Abstract Angels. If you want to join, there will be Dyla, there will be AC, there will be Pixel Queen. So if you want to join us, just Pixel Queen will be drawing on our stream. We will talk about everything, drinking wine, chilling. So if you want to join,
Oh my gosh. Do you know? Okay, I'll hit you up after. Just because tomorrow I know we have our first come first serve mint, which will be a little
forget
hectic.
about it. Like, come
But
drink
I'll
with
hit
us.
you up for the time because I'm like, to me,
Three,
that
three.
is like my ideal.
Yeah, it will be 3 p.m. East. So I think it's pretty like this time exactly that we
Okay,
are
cool.
talking right now.
Yeah, I think 3 p.m. Eastern is 12 p.m. Pacific. I think I should be able to do that because our phase is live from 11 to 12 tomorrow. Also, if anyone watching has course mint list, yeah, you should not forget to mint tomorrow. Don't forget.
Yeah, necessarily. And yeah, we have like surprisingly 100 only people who watched us, but that's why I will ask you to repost please the stream. Maybe I
Of
needed to
course.
ask you at first, but I was so worried with you together. And of course, this video, guys, will be on YouTube, and I will cut also the parts of this live stream and will put on my timeline so you can see some important moments and alphas, etc. So. Yes, on the timeline during the week, and yes, I wish you luck with your project. And also, let's make final blitz questions for you that I will make with every founder. Or I really received such a pleasure to talking with you today. It was really nice to know you as a person. So, yeah, $1 million or working in your company.
Working in my company.
For real? Usually I asking about these founders, and of course they're saying like my project, you know.
Yeah, no, working in my company. Like, I think if you do what you love, the money will come. I don't think that like you should ever chase money. I think you should chase your passions, and I think you should do what you love, do what you believe in. I'd also be really bored if I took $1 million and then didn't work in my company because I'd be like, wait, I just want to work on Sugartown.
That's a brilliant question. That's a really great. I love the answer. Brilliant. Okay, so full doxing or full undoxing? What is for you?
I've been doxxed for like a really long time, but I think I really respect people that are anonymous and can build a platform with anonymity because I think that says so much about like who they are as people. Some of the most genuine people in the space are like completely undoxed. Like you have no idea who they are, but I think it just means that their personality really shines through.
I agree with you, but also question for you: do you feel like it will be for you more complicated to find this job and have these connections and network if you will be undoxed or not? Because for me, mhm,
Yeah, I think yes. And I
yeah,
will tell people this as well. I think and everyone's always like, "Oh no, like call that's not true." But I think when I first started, my journey in the space, there weren't a lot of women that were really active that were doxxed. And so I will like credit some of my initial following to being a woman in the space because I think it one like validated, hey, women are in crypto also. But I think two, like I got to meet a lot of different women and I got support from a lot of different women.
yeah.
So, yeah, I absolutely think that doxing helped me. I don't think it's necessary, but I do think it makes it a bit easier.
Yeah, I agree with you. And also, I was running my blog for a really long time as an anonymous. And I think you can be a content creator as an anonymous like easily because I was successful with
Yeah.
it. And, I think it's a lot about your energy and your vibe and everything. But then, as a like many women, I just decided, okay, it's my strong side to be in myself, because as a woman, you should understand, by your life as well that many people judging us, by like being a woman just born like that and etc. And tell us that we already received so many like opportunities by being a woman, but actually it's not working like this. And sometimes we don't have any opportunities because we're a woman, etc. But still I decided to be doxxed because I'm like, why shouldn't I be myself, fully? So yeah, it's interesting to know your opinion about that. And my last question for you from the Blitz is full decentralization or full centralization?
I'm a decentralization maxi. I'm full
Our person, okay.
decentralization.
Oh god.
I don't know how in depth I can go with this, but I mean, just in general, I think, yeah, I just believe in peer to peer transactions. I don't think that institutions should be responsible for really anything. And that's part of why I really like crypto. But I think a lot of people, like, I think originally, like way back in the day, a lot of people got into the space because they really cared about decentralization. And now it's like kind of fallen to like the wayside because I think it became more about like, yeah, making profits. And obviously, I support like everybody make your profits. But I think people don't necessarily care as much about like decentralized tech as they once did. But in my heart, I'm always like, let's decentralize everything.
I super agree with you. super like to see that we have the same mindsets. And
Yeah.
again, for me, why I'm using crypto, because war started with my country, and I moved to another country just thanks to crypto. And just because we having this decentralization, sometimes you never know, but you can survive because we have this decentralization and freedom to transfer our money, so it's really important. And I'm happy to see exactly this answer. So yeah, super happy. And I know that you are checking your phone right now. I can see this, so I'm I'm really worried. But I have the one last thing for you that I'm making with every founder. As a person from Sugartown, and as a person from yourself, uh, please, now for you a task: record a message for yourself in a year, what you would like to say. And maybe year after you will back to this video and we'll check it, and we'll let me change the
Oh my
places.
gosh.
I like
Wait,
this.
I love
Yeah,
this. This
I
is
like
really
this.
cute. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do this on like a stream before. Before I talk to me, I'm going to talk to you. You're an amazing host. I've felt like so comfortable this entire time. You're so easy to talk to. And it's really nice that we have a lot in common. But even if we didn't, I feel like you've made this stream really fun. So thank you. To me, oh my gosh, this I'm like, oh, I feel shy. To me, in a year, I just hope that I'm still building in crypto and getting to, make fun products with people that I really like for people that I really like. I hope that Sugartown has hundreds of millions of users. I hope that we have scaled to a point where people can't question, us or crypto or Web3 gaming anymore. And maybe that's idealistic, but I think we can do it.
Thank you so much. I like this. I like this. Yeah, part as well, because I can see how people talk with themselves. It's like watching from the other side of the mirror. And I really like what you said about people want question Web3 gaming and crypto and everything, because I hope so too, and I hope we will
Yeah.
enjoy Web3 gaming fully. And I'm sure that your project and abstract in general can give us this experience finally. And yeah, thank you so much for being on this space. It was
Thank
awesome to
you.
talk with you and spend this time. I didn't even notice how time just
I know, seriously. No, it was amazing. And I'm really glad because obviously we're in the same chats, but it's so different to get to like talk one on one. And yeah, this was amazing.
same for me. So good luck with your project, and run
Thank
for the means. Do it.
you. No one forget to mint. If you're watching, don't forget your mint.
Yeah, guys, thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you for watching us. Thank you for everyone on the abstract and on X and on YouTube, of course. Catch the small videos that I will cut, and see you later. Bye bye,